Hi everybody, welcome back to the Healthy Honeys podcast. And this is a new chapter. It has been a little while since the last one, so this is going to be a new season, and I want to start it off with something really fun. This is my favorites of 2024, anything really health related, but wellness in general. Food, supplements, habits, self-care, all of that stuff. I thought that this could act as a bit of a gift guide, but actually if you want a real gift guide specifically for, different people like your niece or nephew who's dealing with acne, or maybe, your sister and brother-in-law who are looking to have kids soon, let me know. I can definitely do that, and that would be a lot of fun. So let's start off with the supplements. First, I wanted to talk about a combo of two things that I take. Not every single day. Well, I take the B vitamin every single day, but not methylene blue. But the combo together is so great for when I need to actually sit and focus on something. I have ADHD pretty bad, so I take the Lifeblood Energy Plus B Complex. The B vitamins in this are super great. It's not like, folic acid or something. It's folate, it's niacinamide, it's riboflavin 5-phosphate. It's great. I did not take a prenatal when I was pregnant because I was worried about the quality of different B vitamins, and this one is great. I will definitely take this in my next pregnancy. You combine that with methylene blue from the same company, it's Lifeblood. You get such a high of being able to actually focus. Maybe not everyone experiences the high, but I get euphoric when I can actually focus on something. Next up is the Wildflower Superfoods Glow Collagen and Herbs. I love this stuff. It doesn't just have, 100% hydrolyzed marine collagen from Canada, which is amazing. It also has horsetail powder, camu. Please, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, don't make fun of me. Lucuma powder, MCT oil powder. So, no natural flavors. We all know now, in the past couple months, we found out that natural flavors can include acetone. So there's nothing like that in any of these products, thank goodness. But especially this collagen powder is just super clean. It blends really, really well. I have it every day in my Dandelion tea, and it's pretty great. I've been noticing that in combination with my MSM powder every day, which is another favorite. No specific brand, but I'll link my favorite. It's just pure MSM. Awesome combination for healthy hair and healthy skin and healthy nails. Next up, we're going to get personal, but I'm sure that if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this. I made a reel about it. Basically, I have fibroids in my breast tissue, and they're gone now because I started taking the Lifeblood progesterone. That on the back it says take internally, but I took 6 drops every day, really in my luteal phase, from the point of, or just after I ovulate, up until the point of bleeding. I put it on my breast tissue. And now there are no more fibroids. My mom used to call them tapioca titties, and she just said that everyone in our family has them. Don't worry about it. And mine are gone. So, and it only took, I think, 2 months of doing it. So, 2 luteal phases. Next up is magnesium, and this has been my favorite thing for a few years. I've tried every kind of magnesium, and nothing works as well for me as a combo of glycinate and hydroxide, but if I had to choose between the two, glycinate, I don't think it matters which one. Going to the bathroom, much easier. Going to bed, much easier. Muscle soreness, much less compared to without it. I love it, and I hope my sister's not listening. I'm giving it to her for Christmas. So yeah, those are my favorite supplements of 2024. Next, let's talk about habits. I want to include some things that don't just cost money. One thing, putting the kitchen to bed at night. What a calming thing to wake up in the morning and go into the kitchen and there isn't a pile of dishes. I've never had that in my whole life until recently. My mom was not the best house cleaner. So I grew up actually in a pretty messy house, and I've been trying recently to make it so I don't continue that on. I really love having a clean kitchen, even though it's almost impossible to keep it that way. I'm trying to remind myself it's not that big of a deal. If it gets dirty again, just clean it again. Just put a podcast in and do the dishes. It's not that big of a deal. For me, I'm always making up some kind of idea. For me, I'm always making up some kind of random idea that, it takes too long to do this. It takes too long. It's too much work. But really, if you set a timer, and this leads into my next habit, set a timer for things that you don't like doing, and then you'll see that it actually only takes about 15 minutes usually to do those things. Well, okay, if you have a lot of dishes, maybe it'll take a bit longer, but really it's not that big of a deal, and you can distract yourself with a good podcast. Leave your favorite podcast recommendations because I need to stop listening to true crime. Next habit I've been really liking has been mouth taping. It is hard to do when you're co-sleeping with a toddler because sometimes you have to take the tape off and say, lay down, go to sleep, stop that. You can sing a song or whatever. But the mouth tape I've been using recently has been, what's it called? Let me find it. Okay, I found it. It is the Down to Earth hypoallergenic tape made from bamboo silk. It is latex free, kind to skin, and I have noticed that I don't wake up like so. I don't know why I did this. I used hockey tape before. It didn't work. I've used a couple of other kinds of tape. It didn't work. And I have sensitive skin. I ended up having an allergic reaction to the other tapes that I was using. So now I'm using this and it works really well. And also, I don't know, I have bigger lips. They stick out too. This goes over my whole lips. And if I put it up far enough, there is no like gaping. And I like that a lot. Next thing for habits is writing a chart out for my supplements and then crossing off the day when I take them. So I have something I'm working on as like an e-product. It's going to be in like a recipe book. I'll let you know when it launches, but basically you write out your supplements for the day, you write out your habits, you write out what you want to do on one side, and then on the next side you have circles that are each day of the week. So Monday through Sunday or whatever. And I don't know why it's so satisfying. It's better than a to-do list. It's better than a checklist for me because I like coloring in the bubble. Now let's talk about some food favorites. It got really popular to put raw butter in dates for a while. I like that, but I just cannot get over dates filled with coconut manna, which is coconut butter. It's blended meat and oil. You can get it on Amazon. I think you can get it at No Frills if you're in Canada. And then you cover it in chocolate. And oh my goodness, it's like an almond joy. It's so good. Next up is orange juice with an egg yolk and a little salt. I don't know who told me about this, but they said it was a good hangover remedy. I don't drink, but I have it when I have a rough sleep, and it helps a lot. And then for breakfast, we've been having a lot of skim milk powder pancakes. You take milk powder, you add a little bit of milk, and you add an egg and baking powder. I think I use baking powder. You just cook it like a pancake on low heat. They cook pretty quick. And they're delicious. My daughter loves them. I put them, obviously, I put maple syrup on them, so of course she's going to love them, but very high protein. And because you're using skim milk, it's low in fat too, so you can eat bacon with it. I try to eat more carbs than fat, but it is very hard for me. And you know, I'm all about drinks. This tea is so flippin' good. You're going to take strongly brewed dandelion tea, and then you're going to put in your supplements that you like. I use the Wildflower Superfoods Glow, Collagen, and Herbs. I already talked about that. If you are taking Shilajit, you can put it in there. At that point, I then, in a separate cup, put hot milk and brown sugar, and then I froth it up with a frother. Oh my goodness. And then you put it in with the dandelion tea. So, so good. Whole milk, I for some reason for a while thought that whole milk wouldn't froth, but it does. It froths fine. Dandelion tea is really good for your liver, for your bile. It helps you digest fats better. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. It has a roasted flavor, so if you like that about coffee, but you're trying to cut back on coffee, it's a great alternative. That's it for foods, so let's talk about working out. I have a tiny trampoline that I got off of Marketplace, and it is my favorite thing to do when I want to watch a movie with my daughter. I can just turn that movie on and then jump on my trampoline, and for some reason, 2 minutes feels like Okay, next up is exercises. I have been loving using my tiny trampoline I got off of Facebook Marketplace for like $30. I don't know why. 5 minutes on that trampoline feels like half an hour. I get off of it and I'm like, oh, it's 7:05 and I started at 7. I don't know why. But if you listen to music, if you are watching a movie in the background, it does go by a little bit easier. It's so good for lymphatic drainage. It's good for your pelvic floor. It's good for basically just toning up your calves. And those are 3 things that I really need to work on. Your calves actually are they call them your second heart because it is absolutely essential for your calf muscles to push the blood back up to your heart, which is very cool. My other favorite for working out recently has just been doing long hot girl walks with some music. And I don't know why, but I stopped listening to music for a long time. But then I recently started going on long, like hour-long walks in the evening after my daughter goes to bed. So at like 11 o'clock. And I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Then it snowstormed and I can't do it anymore, but it was a lot of fun to listen to. I don't know, just old music that I really love. And then, the next day I'll do some Pilates, but mostly 3 days a week I'm lifting heavier weights. Heavy for me. I'm not a strong person, but I'm working on it. And then on the in-between days, I will do something like Pilates or a workout class. Oh my goodness, EMK Fit does an ABBA dance workout that, oh my goodness, my arms, I swear I cannot do it completely all the way through. I almost start crying. I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm going to hurt myself if I continue on. EMK Fit, I think she is on YouTube. I will link it if I can find it. Do that exercise. Your arms will be absolutely dead. For the home, I really love my Lilysilk pillowcases. Every influencer ever has been sponsored by them. I have not been, but I really still love their pillowcases. I have really old ones that the silk is only on one side, and my daughter will steal this pillow in the middle of the night. She does not like regular cotton pillowcases, so I have to get some more. Next, I've been using my birth ball as a chair, and it's engaging my core a lot, and it's great. I really like it. It's also really cute. I'll link it. It's like a purple gray kind of color. It's not like an ugly exercise ball. Something that's been helping me get stuff done around the house. Like we talked about earlier, the timer thing. I have it's from Anthropologie. It's a hourglass, but it's only 15 minutes. So if I turn it over, I have it in my hand right now. If I turn it over, it only lasts 15 minutes, and I can be like, wow, that task only took 15 minutes. I totally thought that took me an hour. Can you tell I hate cleaning and I have to trick myself into cleaning? Because the next thing is also these pretty pastel latex gloves. I'll link them from Amazon again. They last longer than the regular latex gloves, which is good because I like to protect my nails. And they are so pretty. And for some reason, it helps me do the dishes. Next up, I have a couple of favorites in clothes. Aritzia's bike shorts in green are mostly squat proof, and they are, I think, 90% cotton and 10% elastane, which is the best I have found in exercise clothes that actually fit. I don't know why. I've never found leggings like the leggings from Aritzia that are in the same material, not squat proof. I'm still on the hunt for plastic-free leggings that are actually comfortable and fit properly. I have such a thing about clothes that don't fit around my crotch properly or my armpits. I can't get anything done. I don't know. Someone said it was sensory issues. I just hate it. Next, I have these massively comfy cotton socks from Amazon. I wear them constantly when I'm home. When I put my moisturizer on my feet, they really help the moisturizer suck into my feet. What the heck? I don't know. Soak. Oh my goodness. Soak into my feet. They keep my feet warm in my winter boots. They're great. And Gap has 100% cotton baseball caps, and they're so cute. I have the lavender one. I love it. For children, I have a 2-year-old. Basically, most of her shoes have been from a company called Posh Panda. They are so stinking adorable, and they're perfect for developing feet. And then next, if you know, it's really hard to clean a toddler's mouth. They are so wiggly. They hate it. Every second, I have tried so hard to make things actually pleasant for her in brushing her teeth, but 2 years later, it has not worked out. I'm going to link this a little electric blue toothbrush that lights up so you can see inside their mouth. She had cavities earlier this year, and it was freaking traumatic. And now I'm just constantly looking in her mouth, making sure that there's no more rot. The light on this helps so much. It's like sonic electric, so it's not like twisting around, but it vibrates on the tooth. It's great. In beauty and hygiene, I have hypochorous acid spray. I don't know why. I was going to say hydrochloric acid. That's not what this is. This is hypochorous acid. It's basically a simple disinfectant kind of spray. I spray it on my face a couple times a day. Every time I walk past it in the bathroom or something, I spray it on my back or my arms, because I sometimes get acne after a workout if I can't shower immediately after that workout, and I like working out twice a day. It works amazing at preventing pimples. And also, if you have a little pimple and you spray it, it seems to go away faster. I'm a big fan of this stuff. Okay, next. This isn't super clean beauty, but I love it anyway. It is the SAIE, the SAIE Slip Tint. I love it. Next is very clean. This is Lanolin. I use this as a lip balm, lip gloss, highlight. It's great. It's a great moisturizer. I put it on top of my moisturizer. If I'm like slugging, then I'll use it like that. But I'm not going to use it alone because it is moisturizing, but it's not like super intensely moisturizing. It is better just as like Vaseline. Anything you would use Vaseline for, replace the Vaseline with Lanolin, and it's awesome. Next up is Lanolin, very clean. This is like, it's wool wax. People use it for their nipples when they're breastfeeding. Women use it for breastfeeding. You can use it for so many other things, though. I use it as a lip balm. I use it to slug after my moisturizer. Basically, anything that you would use Vaseline for, you can use Lanolin for, and it is much better for you. It's not a petroleum byproduct. It's great. Next is the Blooless scalp wash from the company Blue. They have a really cool idea of just like salicylic acid, really basic and interesting and really science-based ingredients for their scalp treatment. It's a wash, cleanser kind of situation, and methylene blue is in their main one. That's why they call their company Blue, BLOO. But I am terrified. I'm scared. I didn't think about it until I literally got it ready in the cup and everything, and I was like, wait, is this going to turn my hair brown? You can't see right now, but I have red hair. And if my hair turns brown, I would be so upset. So I started using the Blooless one. It doesn't have methylene blue, so it's good for people who have blonde hair and just in case, red hair. If any of you have red hair and have tried the methylene blue scalp wash from them and you didn't have any problem, let me know, because I still have it and I want to use it. I'm going to get my husband to use it because he has black hair, so it's not going to bother him at all. But yeah, basically I take the Blooless scalp wash and I fill it up with a couple ounces of water. I put it all over my head. I let it sit for a few minutes and massage it. Actually, like 5 to 10 minutes, and let it sit. And it works so well. And it's been helping a ton with dandruff. And I use that for 2 weeks, and then I will do a purifying shampoo with the Calia purifying shampoo. Yeah. And then I go in, either way, I go in with the Calia balancing conditioner. That's another one of my favorites. And now into books. I haven't read a ton of nonfiction books this year, but one that I did reread was How to Raise a Healthy Child in Spite of Your Doctor. Dr. Mendelsohn, I think, is the name. I will link it again so you can find things a lot easier. By the way, some of these are going to be affiliate links. Most of them are not going to be. A lot of these companies don't know I exist, but if you do decide to buy through my affiliate links, thank you so much. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it gives me a little bit of a kickback. So How to Raise a Healthy Child in Spite of Your Doctor. This has been great for knowing when to freak. Earlier in the fall, my daughter had RSV or something. They didn't test or anything, but she was acting fine. She was sick, but it was like day 4 and acting normal compared to the other days. The other days she was pretty lethargic. Then this day she was fine, but her breathing, she was breathing like 60 to 80 breaths a minute. It was really freaky. So I call the helpline in Alberta, not 911, I think it's 811, and the nurse was like, yeah, she sounds fine, because she was giggling in the background of this phone call, running around the living room, totally fine, minus the breathing. And she was like, yeah, she should not be breathing that fast. So that, and then in the book, the doctor's like, the author, is like, don't mess around with breathing. And I was like, yep, okay, we're going to the emergency room. And ever since, I feel a lot more confident in bringing down fevers, because she's had relatively high fevers and it has never been a problem for us. She hasn't had febrile seizures or anything like that. Sometimes I will lower them by putting wet socks on her feet if they get up like to a point where I am uncomfortable, which is a little bit lower than what he talks about in the book. But it's good to have that book around. It has really good reference points. Yeah, I recommend it to anyone who has kids. Quickly though, now, Pride and Prejudice is always an amazing book. I love that book. Sometimes you just gotta have fun. And reading Pride and Prejudice is so much fun. Second, Count of Monte Cristo. Oh my goodness, this is reality TV in a book. And it's so much better than the movie. I mean, I love the movie, but it's so much more intense than the movie. Totally worth it. Read the abridged version. The unabridged is way too long. And then the last one is The Empowered Wife. I love this book because it's a marriage advice book, but really the advice is applicable to any relationship that you have, and most of all, the relationship to yourself. Anyone who's interested in like femininity, feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, read that book. It is very good. And she has books depending on where you are in your life. She has, I think, The Surrendered Single, The Empowered Wife, and then there's another one that I read that was Things Only Get As Good As You Let Them, or something like that. I've read half of it so far. It's on my Kindle. I need to finish it, but it's really good. It's about receptivity and the feminine act of, all of that. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. If you made it all this way, I am so proud of you for listening to all of that. Thank you. If you have any questions for me, feel free to DM me. It's at healthyholly on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, you can email me at healthyholly@protonmail.com. Thank you so much. I'm going to be back next week with a more serious episode. It's going to be more about my own health journey, so that way any future episodes you have some context into why I think the way that I think. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.